Welcome to Group 3 and first report on CAVITE mutiny. Today we will analyze the furthermore contemporaries about the CAVITE mutiny. The CAVITE mutiny of 1872 was an uprising of Filipino military personnel of Fort San Felipe, the Spanish arsenal in Cavite, Philippine Islands on January 20, 1872. Around 200 locally recruited colonial troops and laborers rose up in the belief that it would elevate to a national uprising. The mutiny was unsuccessful, and government soldiers executed many of the participants and began to crack down on a burgeoning Philippines nationalist movement. Many scholars believe that the CAVITE mutiny of 1872 was the beginning of Filipino nationalism that would eventually lead to the Philippine Revolution. Manuel Artigas y Curva. Manuel Artigas y Curva was a historian and journalist. He was born in Tacloban, late on October 15, 1866. His parents were Miguel Artigas y Rodriguez, a Spaniard from Cadiz, Spain, and Soledad Curva y Molina of Bulacan. They were originally from Bulacan, but they moved to late in 1860 when Soledad's father, an officer in the artillery corps, was transferred. Manuel Artigas y Curva. His major work was Los Sucesos de 1872, was written in Manila in 1911. This book, though somewhat unsystematic in organization, is the fullest account of the CAVITE mutiny and its background, which has appeared up to the present. Moreover, Artigas reproduces in full a number of documents of the period not then previously published. Though unfortunately he gives no sources for these documents, some at least are certainly, which creates a strong probability that Artigas, who worked in the National Archives collections and access to documents which have since disappeared or been destroyed, so that they remain only in his volume. Manuel Artigas y Curva wrote extensively on Philippine history, more so perhaps than any other person in the first 3 decades after the Revolution. Though he treated the events of 1872 in various periodical publications and as part of books on broader subjects, his major work was Los Sucesos de 1872, which he wrote in Manila on 1911. Artigas has depended principally on the accounts of Rigador, together with the alleged confessions of Fathers Pierre Navieja and Echegoyen, which are reproduced in part in his book. Though he accepts all of Theme's authentic accounts in general, he vacillates in various places in his book as to the degree of confidence to be placed in them. Artigas is apparently not aware that the role he attributes to Father Juan Gomez on confirmation of Rigador is in contradiction with the rest of Pierre Navieja's account, which attributes the role of impersonator to Father Claudio del Arco. With Artigas, the published histories of the events of 1872 based on immediate knowledge or direct information come to an end. Artigas takes up both the Rigador version on the one hand and selections from the Pierre Navieja and the Echegoyen versions on the other, and combines them into one account. Of all those existing, the account of Artigas combines the maximum of information, documentation, and detail with at least a minimum of critical treatment of his sources. However, depending as heavily as he does on Rigador, and having made use of such other unreliable sources as the Pierre Navieja Echegoyen accounts, it falls far short of providing a fully reliable treatment of the events of 1872. References: